So transmutation actually is an alchemical term about changing lead into gold, which we all know happened long ago. But I love the word, and it really reflects what transmutation does in the world of plastic now. So about 8 years ago, Jeff's right, I was in Brisbane, actually, corporate job, doing sort of company rebuilds and stuff, a bit burnt out with all of that, and my wife suggested that we give up everything, sell the home, family home, and just travel around Australia. So that's what we did with our midlife break. And for about 18 months, we did that quite happily, working as we went. After about 18 months, my wife said, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to come off the road and have a new home. And I said, I really don't. I love this. So we were at a bit of an impasse. The deal that I got made, and it was a very good deal from my wife, was we'll stop somewhere nice. I'll go and get a full-time job. You go and get an empty shed and figure something out. So that's what we did. We ended up in Robe, South Australia, a place I'd never heard of 8 years ago, but a beautiful place on the coast, a bit of an extension of the Great Ocean Road. Well, South Australians call it that, Victorians don't, but that's basically where it is. You keep going along the Great Ocean Road, you'll get to Robe. So when we're there, what I'd seen on YouTube was a couple of different machines you could build yourself, ovens, car jacks, bits of scrap metal, and you could recycle plastic. It's called the precious plastic movement. So the concept I come up with was very simple at the start, an educational piece really, to show that you could recycle plastics on a very small scale, decentralised, delocalised, and really more an education piece. That's the facility down below there with the EV chargers out the front. So it's grown a long way in 6 years. So what's happened in 6 years? We first started just recycling basic plastics off the road from people contributing to it, to coasters and all the basic sort of stuff. Then the charity Aussie Breadtags for Wheelchairs found us, so we had a big source of used bread tags. So anyone who collects bread tags anywhere in Australia, and believe me, there's a lot of them, come to us. They all end up with us. We do 250 kilos of them every month. We've just finished doing 16 tonnes of bread tags. We donate to the charity, and they've done 110 wheelchairs through the collaboration. So it's been a very good collaboration, and it was the first iteration of a backshed business scaling into manufacturing. So still small scale. The thing to mention about those products though is they're in Country Road, Australia. We have a collaboration with Country Road, believe it or not, where they design a product every year. I make that product for them out of white bread tags only. They go into Country Road stores, and then I can use that same mould for my own products. So we have a range of products, homewares, food safe, microwave safe, dishwasher safe, designed by Country Road Australia, made in the backshed in Robe. So very cool. The top left is an example of the bread tag product. We then started to scale the operation a bit and went into injection moulding. So we still do the artisan moulding with the bread tags, which are the ovens and the car jacks sort of machines that we made, still do that, but we also now have injection moulding facilities, and we started doing EPS, so expanded polystyrene into the styro bowl. So the black bowl there is actually a food safe bowl made out of used styrofoam. And again, we're still dealing in the 100% recycled sort of realm, and that was to show that we could sort of get a bit of scale about our business. The two products down below really changed our business. So what happened is we just had a customer come through our store with his family on holiday, which happens a lot in Robe. And at the end of our talk that we gave, he basically said, I have a problem at work, can you have a look at it? So the guy was an executive at Dulux. The problem he had was powder coating waste that's produced in Dandenong here. There's a waste product that comes out of that, about 130 tonnes of this every year, and it gets buried. And it costs Dulux a lot of money, and it's an environmental catastrophe as well. So basically that waste is considered unrecyclable. It's no longer unrecyclable, so I've got a patent pending on this pellets down here, which is made from powder coating waste. It does solve a worldwide problem, and I'm working with Dulux sort of exclusively in the next couple of years to commercialise that and get it up and running with some products. The bar chairs are the first minimum viable product we brought to market to show the polymer that we're getting out of the powder coating waste. So they're the four products we do. We've now got shareholders on board scaling our business to a national size using collaborations and other partners in the business. But we've divided our business into 3 parts now. So Transmutation Resources looks after the pelletising. We can, in the resource business, provide your business with high quality resins made from 100% recycled plastic. So over 90% is the correct terminology because of the additives and 11 secret herbs and spices that you use. But all of the raw materials in this is post-consumer and post-industrial waste. So the big difference that Transmutation is doing here is providing at scale a consistent resin that if you have 1 tonne and you want 100 tonnes or 200 tonnes or 100,000 tonnes, we can still do that with recycled. And that's something that hasn't really been done at all or well in the past. So our aim is to get the virgin plastic off the market, come up with a product and say, okay, this is now made out of this virgin plastic, and we can reverse engineer our plastic a bit in our polymer to say, we'll replace it with our bead, there's your 100% recycle, and it'll be consistent. So it can go straight into your tooling. The other part of the business in Australia is Transmutation Recomposition, where we make it for you. So we have and are growing our range of manufacturing capability. So in our small factory in Robe, we have compression moulding, we have injection moulding, we have 3D printing, but we also have partners in Sydney and Melbourne where we can do large scale items, big injection moulding. So we're working on a project at the moment in Western Sydney that will have our first big product made out of the bead. This year, early on, we won the Telstra Best of Business Award nationally for innovation, for embracing innovation. And Thursday night, we just passed on the baton to the 2025 winners. So that was great with our range of products. We've also started the Australian Micro Recyclers Association. So I'm the chairperson of that and founding member. We've started that because we believe in decentralising and delocalising a lot of this manufacturing. We can do a lot of things now at a greater scale in decentralised sort of factories. With the technology that's come along and also the communication that we have these days, we can do that a lot more effectively. And you're cutting down the big cost inhibitor in recycle, which is logistics. So there's a lot more you can do in the regions and out in the areas and figure out the networks that are out there and the type of products. Then that's what we're into, decentralising the recycling and the manufacturing. So our collaborations so far, Dulux, Country Road, SBS, Aussie breadtags for wheelchairs. We're right into our collaborations. Obviously, that's, I think, how the future and disruptive nature of this business will work. You've got to collaborate or die. So that's what we do well. The other thing that we do is we can take hard to recycle plastics and make them into something that goes into a market. So we're finding the cracks in the wall, the niches in the market that mean we can do this in Australia and make a profit. That's important. And the second part is if you already have a plastic product in Australia and you want to onboard it, so it's done overseas, we can facilitate that. If it is already onboarded and made in Australia, we can replace that virgin plastic with a material that can do exactly the same job, but it's sourced in Australia and it's recycled. Thank you.